By the time I was 19, I was convicted of attempted murder and first-degree armed robbery and sentenced to life and 100 years in prison. In jail, a guy came to me my first day to give me some underwear and stuff that I didn't have, and I thought he was trying to make a move on me because where I'm from, people don't just give you something for nothing. And so I saw what cell he was and figured that later on that night I'd go kill him. So later that night, I went to his cell and I rushed inside, and he and two other guys were in there having Bible study. So I just kind of stopped, and he handed me a Bible tract about Jesus and went back to my bunk and sat down, and those guys brought a Bible to me, taught me how to pray, how to read God's word, the importance of fellowship and things like that, and it rocked my world.
Before starting I Have a Bean as a company, before it was an idea, I led a short-term missions trip to Brazil. On that trip, my coffee epiphany happened. I had freshly roasted black coffee, and it was great. Came home from Brazil, and it started the process of me diving down the rabbit hole of roasting coffee. No plans for a business. That was not on my radar. All I was really doing is trying to find great tasting black coffee. And eventually, I got there. Did you see her comment about Java?
No.
Adding that to that?
Mm-mm. I greet the people that come through the door. They look at me and they're like, "Where are the convicts?" And I'm like, "Right here." I was incarcerated. And when I came home 6 years ago, I needed a job.
Being in prison and people finding out my offense, would I be hireable? Would somebody want to work with me? Would they trust me? When I did something that wasn't worthy of trust. A week into the job, Pete pulled me into the office, and of course I'm very nervous as to why he wanted to talk to me in the office, but he presented me with a key to the door, and said, "You're showing up this early, you need a key to get in here to start your day." And I just broke down in tears, because here I am in the first week, and Pete trusted me enough to give me, in air quotes, the keys to the business.
People are released from prison into neighborhoods all across the U.S. Our goal, put roasting plants all over so we can employ locally but on a national level. It gives us the ability to do this key thing. If you place an order today, we roast your coffee today, and you get that coffee today. It all happens today. The coffee we roast needs to be in the top 1% from a quality standpoint. We've got employees that, because they have a label of felon, are seen by society as being in the bottom 1% from a human quality standpoint. But here, they're producing product rated in the top 1%. We're doing that so that the quality of their work will change the perception of the public.
I got an opportunity in about 13 years. The parole board said they were gonna let me go in 2.5 years. And I couldn't believe it. I just started crying and said, "Thank you, Jesus."
Louis Dooley was our second employee. He was a gangbanger and a drug user and a drug seller and all of those kinds of things. But Louis has become one of my dear friends because of knowing him as a person in this business.
When I met Pete, I went up to him, introduced myself, say, "I'm an ex-felon, you said you give them jobs. Can I have an application?" And that Friday, I was in the back room roasting coffee. So in less than a week of meeting him, I had a job, my first job.
He doesn't work here anymore, and he is doing the next thing that God has called him to do that we were instrumental in just being accepting and redemptive and all of those things for Lewis that God was asking us to do. It is the most fun I've ever had. Doing anything is this business. The employees, the coffee roasting, the tasting, the cupping, the coffee shows, all those kind of things, and watching people's lives transform. Fantastic.
When I first came home, I couldn't even look people in the eye. You need to own what you did. As soon as you can do that, that's when you move forward and you say, okay, if you have a problem with me, that's got to be your problem because I'm making a difference.
We are worthy of an opportunity to make a living for ourselves, and certainly an opportunity at redemption.
God used I have a being in so many ways in my life to help me do what I'm doing today. And so it's a joy. You know, I'm humbled and I'm blessed that God would choose me and use me to help him.
Is owning your own business all it's cracked up to be? No way. No way. Would I do anything else? No. I can't imagine doing anything else.